Okay, I've completed my clear wax. I've clear waxed this whole piece and I've lightly rubbed it down to make sure I don't have too much wax on it. And now we're going to move into dark wax. Typically with dark wax, I just do dark wax where I've distressed, but for this shabby look, I'm basically going to use it all over the whole piece. I'll probably go a little bit darker around my distressing pieces to make it look, my distressed areas to make it look a little bit more natural. But I really want this creamy and dirty and shabby, so I'm going to use dark wax all over the whole piece. So for this portion, I'll need my Annie Sloan Soft Wax in dark and my Annie Sloan Soft Wax in clear. And I'll take a little bit of my clear first and put it on my plate. And then I'll take my dark wax, and I usually do like a 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 ratio with my dark wax, so you definitely want a bigger hunk of dark wax. So there's my dark wax, there's my clear wax, and I'm just going to mix them together. So I have my clear wax all mixed and ready to go. I have my dark wax brush, which is just a smaller wax brush. I have some extra fine steel wool that I'm going to use right after I put the dark wax on. This is what it comes in. It's extra fine, so it's grade 000 if you're looking for it. And then I have my t-shirt sheet or t-shirt lint-free cloth on standby to wipe down after I'm done. So just like with the clear, I'm going to get some dark wax on here. Make sure I rub it in really good, get the excess off. This part's really scary, don't be scared. I'm going to start on my drawer. So I'm going to pull this out. I'm just going to go along the edges first. Really rub that in good. I'm going to take my steel wool and go right over it and just blend that in good. So as you can see, the steel wool takes a lot of that dark wax off, so don't be scared as you're going in there. Okay, so I did it really dark on the edges like that. And I'm going to take my brush again and just again kind of wipe off the excess. I didn't put any more wax on here, so there's not a lot of wax on it. And I'm just going to very lightly go over the whole drawer at this point, just to blend it a little better. Take my steel wool again. And if there's any point where you feel like you've gone too far on distressing and you don't like the way that it's looking, take a little bit of clear wax on a cloth and just rub it, and it'll lift some of that dark. But again, like I said, just push through, because if you want a piece that looks like the one that I have featured on my blog, this is exactly how you have to do it. When I'm happy with what that looks like, then I'm going to take my cloth and just wipe it down so that I don't have any globs. So see, the excess is coming off. I don't want big hunks of wax because it'll take forever to cure and it'll just make a mess. So again, I'm just using really light pressure on here. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do the side of the piece, because like I typically said, I don't normally distress or dark wax the side, but for this look I am. So again, do your dark wax. Start with the edges. So we're going to do down here. Do this stuff really dark. And up here really dark. This side dark. Okay, and then I'm going to take my steel wool, blend that in. So I'm blending that in, and then I'm going to take my wax brush again. I'm not adding any more wax, and I'm going to kind of go lightly go over these spots. And I'm going to go in all different directions, and I'm kind of rubbing really lightly because I don't want this too heavy-handed. All right, and then I'm going to take my steel wool and go over that. It's been 24 hours since I completed my dark wax, so I came back and I buffed my entire piece with my lint-free cloth. Then I went ahead and reinstalled my hardware that I spray painted. So you're looking at the completed piece next to the piece that inspired it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you have fun trying out this technique on your own. Make sure you check out the description below for links to the products I used during this tutorial. And don't forget to visit prettydistressed.com for more chalk painting tips and to see some of my work. Happy painting!